G'day everyone, welcome back. It is Danny Dot's podcast number 13. Unlucky 13 for some. I, however, am not a, what do you call those types of people? It's not suspicious or mysterious. Someone that thinks that the number 13 is unlucky. What is that word? Oh my gosh, it's gone completely from my mind. As say, it has been a massive, curveball of a week, and I haven't even had time to, I knew that I wanted to get this podcast out earlier in the week, but oh my gosh, I've been snowed under with multiple different things. And it's also I like to record these in the morning, and for some reason, because it's been so disastrously cold lately, I've been waking up with a sort of a raspy, sort of husky voice, and I just sound so terrible that I've been waiting until midday, afternoon to start recording, and yeah, some days it just hasn't even come right. So we are in an inversion cloud down here in Central Otago. I think it's day 11. I saw it on the news a couple of days ago, and it was day 9. It's annoying. I am plotting in my mind how to set up massive fans to blow this stupid cloud away, because not only are we freezing underneath the cloud, but the weirdest thing is that if you go maybe 2 or 3 kilometers down the street from my house and you turn this corner, there's sunlight. And so, yeah, look, I understand completely if people are feeling a little bit down and they're lacking vitamin D, and it's definitely a mood deterrent, that's for sure. There's something so weird about not seeing the sun, but also not having clear skies. So yeah, we're at day 11 of this stupid cloud, and seemingly it's meant to last for a fortnight or a month in some cases. It's pretty known, but I don't remember it last year, or maybe I wasn't paying attention. But I definitely enjoy sort of the later afternoons when the fire is cranked in the living room. But unfortunately, because I work from my bedroom, I work from home, I try not to go into the living room, because once you realize just how cold it is, and it's so warm in the lounge, you don't want to go back to your desk. And it's kind of annoying, because sometimes my mum comes home for lunch and she starts the fire, and all of a sudden I'm just damn it, now I know how warm potentially I could be, but I can't work from the lounge room. Well, yeah, look, there was times where I did, but it sets a bad example. All of a sudden you're slouched, you're sitting on the couch, you're not paying attention to your work. You try not to turn the TV on, the TV comes on. Oh no, it's just, I like to sort of subject myself to my bedroom, the coldness of the house. But yeah, my hands are freezing and my nose is drippy, but it could be worse. I definitely have really close, dear friends of mine that are tradies, and I just think, holy shit. But I don't know what's worse, the fact that they could work outside and potentially be moving around and, have all the clothing on that supports this kind of weather, or me. And currently I've got my Batman onesie on, 2 pairs of socks, these terrible slippers that everyone hates, I can't get rid of, and my hoodie on top of my onesie. So I'm completely covered. And sometimes I even answer the phone and put my hood up. I don't want to talk to anyone. So yeah, it's a vibe, but I'm not sure what's worse, working outside in these conditions or working inside and not being properly dressed, or moving around as such so that you don't have cold hands and a drippy nose. But maybe you have that when you work outside. I don't know. I'll catch up with my girlfriends and find out how they're going. What a week. Can I just say, I know this is a super sensitive subject as to what happened this week with the Titanic submarine thing. I'm not really going to go into it, but it was really quite funny, because on Monday I actually had a day off, completely off work, because our power was being cut from 9 in the morning till 3 in the afternoon due to potentially a cul-de-sac power upgrade. I don't even know. I'm not the utility bill holder for that whole situation. Mum just said, you might want to take a day off because they're going to cut the power. You work from home. You don't have a head office. What are you going to do? So I thought about it. I was like, oh, maybe I'll go and see my brother and work for him, rah-rah. No. As I was waking up, my bestie was leaving the gym in Australia. And I was like, is this weird? But there's a submarine that's gone missing, and I don't know. I'm one of those people. It's not the situation. Like, I get it. The submarine, the whole thing is just stupid. Sorry, I'm just wiping my nose. I've got drippy nose. It was more like there was just so many things wrong with this whole concept. It was infuriating. And it's a terrible outcome. As of like Friday morning, we've all found out that potentially like 2 hours in this imploded, and everyone passed away. But I don't know, it just protruded this stress for the whole week. I found myself waking up throughout the night, checking to see if they'd found the submarine. There was people that had been on potentially like similar sort of circumstances and they'd survived, like they'd found them. Like, I don't know. It goes to show that with wealth comes not the smartest brain power. I, for one, would not have said yes to this. And the fact that they were bolted into this test tube with 17 bolts, like, makes my skin curl. It's not normal. Everything I feel like you do has a way out. And even my massive fear of flying, I can still get out of the plane if I wanted to. And even if something happened on the plane, I'm sure I'd, put my head between my knees and just hope for the best. But this was like, okay, it's gone missing. It's like not got any sort of transponder receiver. And you're stuck in it with 17 bolts. I shouldn't laugh. I apologize for that. But I was not impressed at the whole thing. So I was tracking the marine boats that were in the area. I'm sort of weird like that, where I love that sort of, the military getting involved and all those kinds of things. But I also, when I visited Honolulu and went to Pearl Harbor, there is an opportunity to go on board a submarine. And I'm 6'3", so I actually didn't really make it into the submarine. I got so claustrophobic and I freaked out. It's quite a small, tight, cramped environment, but I absolutely could not imagine anything worse than this type of submarine. I don't even know how it managed to fit the people that were in the blimmin' thing. But lo and behold, it's a week later. I'm really hoping for a good night's sleep tonight because I was going to bed earlier, like 8 or 9 o'clock, but I was having this stupid intermittent sleep wondering if they'd been saved, and it was on my mind. So, yeah, that's like annoying news to come out of this week, that's for sure. So, oh, man, did I get roasted about my budget. I get it. I freaking get it. I'm such a hopeless person when it comes to money. The thing is, I've never had to second guess myself and wonder, should I buy something? Is there going to be some sort of repercussion for me buying something? This was just a case of putting those monies for those, things coming up into different accounts and not taking that money back out again. Having a big weekend and then having to live off nothing. Like my mum said, I told her and she was like, Danny, you're only human, so don't even worry about it. You're stressing out about something you had control over, but this was only the first fortnight to test the theory and I failed at it. So I have had a rejig. And now I have actually booked, as of yesterday, 2 return flights for 2 trips. So I think I'm kind of ahead of myself, and now I'm only saving up for the cruise, which for some reason P&O's super good about paying in 25% installments. So you get like a whole figure. For me, I think it was $1,800 for 7 nights from Brisbane to Melbourne return, and all inclusive at Melbourne Cup. So we paid our $250 deposit. Me and Mum both paid it each, so that was $500. And now we have $537 to pay for June, $537 for July, $537 for August. It has to be paid by August 20. So I'm on track with paying all the cruise and stuff off. So that's the only real thing, and spending money for a couple of trips. And yeah, I think once I start traveling, and mind you, it's 30 days tomorrow until I travel to Auckland with my friend for a concert. Once you start knocking off the trips, and look, the whole excitement is actually going on the trip. It's not saving for the trip, but I feel like once these things start happening, then I'll have more money to play with and get back to my normal day-to-day being a menace and spending like a clown. But that's okay. At the moment, the only thing that's happening in the next 30 days is that I'm super uncertain and undecided about what to wear to a concert. And all of last year, every fortnight, I was doing these like purchases for Shein and the Iconic. And look, I'll be honest with you. Oh my gosh, why do people make me aware of these things? You guys know that I'm very triggered with spending money, so just don't tell me when there's a sale on. But I came across the mother of all sales this week. It was this week, I think it was. Basically, the Iconic had 70% off, and then if you put, and I don't know how this works, you put 10 items in your basket, you go to the checkout, and they further deduct another 50% off. I don't know what the maths is behind this. I didn't look into it, but my basket was $1,200 and it came down to $135 for 10 items. And I was sitting there, I said to Mum, I could potentially rejig my wardrobe with staples for $1,200 worth for $130. And she was like, just do it. And then I shared it with a couple of friends. I was like, this is the sale. I know of it myself. It works. Do what you want. Unfortunately, there was over 9,000 products on the Iconic, which is a website, I think it's mostly in Australia, to choose from. And if you could choose 10, it became quite difficult. So for some reason, there was like board games in my basket. Like, who knows? Who knows why the Iconic does board games? But I didn't put it on social media because I was like, oh, everyone knows that I'm such a hopeless person when it comes to money and budgeting, and oh, it was just terrible. But so I do have a lot of clothes and I'm trying to find something like super appropriate for this Lizzo concert, which I'm super excited about. But right now, like, I'm just itching, like really itching to buy some stupid sequined onesie, jumpsuit, something that Lizzo would wear herself. She's crazy. She's all about empowerment. And I just don't feel like my wardrobe cuts that. I don't know. So yeah, between my budget and 30 days to Auckland with my bestie, I'm stuck. So anyone has any ideas on what I could wear, or anyone knows, we don't even have secondhand places down here like they do in America. And I don't know, I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. Maybe I should start selling some stuff off and actually maybe buy things with the stuff that I'm selling off. I don't think New Zealand's very big on that either. It was pretty big in Australia. When I was leaving in 2019, I actually started putting all my clothes on eBay. People were so stupid. I'd buy sunglasses from a servo, like a petrol station, for $10. And people were paying upwards of $40, $50 for sunglasses from a petrol station. Like, what? So, yeah, I don't think Kiwis are that slow about that kind of stuff. I think Kiwis definitely look into brands and, if something is obviously from a petrol station, they're not going to pay upwards of $20 for something. But it's worth a try. I just don't know if I've got the time to do it between organising my podcast and just life in general. Moving on from the budget stuff, this cocoon mode, I actually came across something the other day that said that Taurus, which is my star sign, the bull, I am a May 19 baby, should not hibernate. And I laughed. I said, what? What? I can't remember the whole blurb about it, but it just basically said that our personality doesn't do very well when it has to stop and go slow, or just recluse a little bit. And sure enough, I have been struggling with it, and I've been super busy. I haven't really even had time to think about it. But subconsciously, I've been doing things that have been making me feel better about myself. And look, 5 days left of Pilates for the 28-day challenge. Huge results. I'm super happy with it. I caught up with my bestie on the weekend and she said that her jeans are fitting better. And I'm just like, okay, I'm going to keep it up. I don't know about anyone else that's doing it with us, or if they attempted yoga or Pilates this month, but I don't know, huge health benefits. And the thing is, on the weekend just gone, I was going to come up to it shortly, but I actually got the opportunity to work at the pub. And I know last podcast, Mum was like, don't go back there. There's a guy touching himself in the pokey room. But I actually put on an outfit that was very out of left field for me. I don't normally wear pantyhose kind of stockings because I'm super tall and I feel like I don't get into them very well. Like I've got super long legs. But I did come across a pair of pantyhose that said they were extra tall, and I was like, these aren't going to fit. And so I put them on, and sure enough, they came up to under my boobs. I was so wrapped. I put on this little, like a leather mini skirt and a little like sheer black mesh top with a little singlet underneath. And I came out to the living room and I said to Mum, does this look hoey to you? And she was like, no, but oh my God. I think it's because I wear such baggy clothes around the house. Like I do. Track pants, hoodies, onesies. You don't see me in anything that's form-fitting. But Mum was like, holy shit, what have you been doing? You actually look really amazing. And I thought, wow, if my mum can see that after like 3.5 weeks, I wonder what everyone else would say. So I got picked up by the courtesy coach driver who is my neighbour. And I came running out to the car and I was like, do I look hoey to you? And he was like, no, but I've never seen you wear anything like this before. I said, I know, I'm really like super nervous about this, but working behind the bar to be fine. Righty-rah, walked into the pub. I tell you, I felt like the woman wearing the scarlet letter because it was like I was in slow motion, walking from the entrance to the behind the bar. Everyone was just looking at me like, I don't know, like people don't wear that? I don't know. And I just said to the owner, should I go home and change? Like, I'm really not used to this type of thing. And she was like, no, but wow. So my confidence was already through the roof. I posted it on my Snapchat. I was, inundated with super kind messages from everyone I love and care about. And I just stood there and I was like, hey, we're doing it. We're doing it. The leather skirt is doing it. And it was the most magical night, I tell you. There were people that were coming up to the bar. One guy, he walked along the bar and then he looked back at me and he did a double take and he was like, holy shit. I thought that was you. And I said, yeah, it's because I'm not wearing a hoodie and jeans, isn't it? And he says, yeah, but you look good. And I was like, oh my God, I wanted to cry. I was so happy that like, not only did I feel good, I looked good, and I was getting like so much happy, good confidence, attention. And I just couldn't get over it. There was so much love. It was so nice. And my friends all turned up, and I don't know if they knew that I was working there, but they were there to party and everything else. And it was so cool just to see everyone and bounce around the room. And of course, working behind the bar is super hard when you know other people on the other side of the bar, because you obviously want to give them like heaps more alcohol than they're allowed, but I did my best. The thing is that there's some 18-year-olds and I just think when you're, dabbling in alcohol and you're trying to find your drink and everything else, if it's a nightclub environment, you don't go to the bar and say you want tequila sunrise or a vodka lemonade with a splash of raspberry. You have a red Smirnoff and you get on with it. So I actually said this to a chick. I said, no, you're not having a friggin' tequila sunrise. A, I don't have the time or the patience to make this. And B, you're having a red Smirnoff like everyone else. You're like 10. Come on. But no, it's one of those things I look back now because I'm 36 and I think of myself in my young 20s. I had the most wildest bartender friends from bars that are no longer even with us in Queenstown. You've got your Code Bar, your Boiler Room, the Old World Bar. Oh my gosh, I'm having flashbacks. Monteith's, which is now the New World Bar. Mini Bar, Baro, Bermuda. All of them that used to do cocktails. Oh, Sky Bar, which is now Bungalow. Sky Bar was like my downward spiral. I was a pest, and now I think back and I have so many memories of the bartenders there, but I feel like what a dick. I would go in there and I'd just say to them, I don't even care, just make me something and just charge it to me at the end of the night. And at the end of the day, I know that these places were cocktail lounges, but it's one of those things that if you make multiple over the space of like 8 hours, it gets exhausting. Mate, I was getting the shits at making vodka Red Bulls, and that was only 2 ingredients. But the fact that, I used to like Moscow mules, Long Island iced teas, just everything. And I just thought, oh my gosh, why was I like that? And I cringe. I absolutely cringe. And I apologize to my beautiful bartender friends. Why didn't you tell me I couldn't have it? I have this bartender that I used to walk into the venue and just be like, raspberry is my flavor of the night, make me heaps of drinks with raspberry in it. I had a friend once that he made a drink for her and she said it was disgusting and passed it back. I don't care. Alcohol is alcohol. Just drink it and get on with it. It's not supposed to taste like pleasant. It's probably full of alcohol. I remember this one time he made a lychee martini and the guy had actually never had alcohol before, the guy that I was with. And his face when you screwed it up, and I says, what was it? What was about it? And he says, oh, I don't know, there's something in this. And I said, is it lychee? And he says, yes. So that just goes to show that he used to hide the alcohol under like fruits and juices and everything else. But, he couldn't cope with the taste of lychee, which I thought was quite refreshing. But anyway, so yeah, I had my night behind the bar, and of course it gets to like 2 a.m. and you start thinking, oh my gosh, when are they going to close? I need to sit down. I got sore legs. I had like bottle caps jammed under my boots in the grip of my boots. There was like, somewhere along the line I ended up with tequila splashed all over me. I tried to do a shot and I don't know what happened there, but I ended up wearing that as well. I had tequila all through my mesh top, and I actually got into bed at 4 a.m. and my legs were cold. I was regretting my decision to wear pantyhose, but I looked hot, so it was fine. And lo and behold, at 3:38, we had a 4.5 earthquake, and it rattled the house, and I was lying there, and I'm thinking, oh, well, this is shit. Everyone's asleep. Did anyone feel that? So no, I had so much fun. But again, we'll wait 6 months to do it again because that was exhausting and I don't know how people in hospitality do it. Massive kudos to you guys. It's definite skill and a skill I don't have. So in saying that, I do, put it back to my healthy eating and my Pilates and my stints at the gym that I've upped. I've been doing everything really consecutively for about 6 weeks now, and I'm super impressed with the results. This week alone, I actually started a new program with a guy who does evidence-based training. His name's Adam Sullivan. I came across him on TikTok. I've been watching him for about a fortnight, and I logged in and, set up a bit of a it's like a dashboard, kind of like you send them your email and they start, dealing with your macros for how many carbs, how much protein, how much fats, all those kinds of things that you should be consuming. But I don't know, there's just something about a real honest personal trainer. Like, they don't give it to you with the fluffy stuff. And the way that he talks is just, it's totally me. I'm obsessed with the way that he communicates. So I've been doing that with him for the past week, and it's literally 3 meals a day, a dessert and a snack. Yeah, I'm happy. Danny's a happy girl. And my newest thing, for some reason right now, is putting cooked cold rice on a waffle maker with a little bit of you just spray the waffle maker with oil, you don't pour it in. And making a crispy rice kind of cake thing and then piling things onto it. So my favorite thing at the moment is like tuna or salmon with teriyaki sauce and like Kewpie mayo, just like weird things, but he's so about stacking food and I just love that. I will stack anything on a piece of toast. I've been known to have loaded toasts, but right now I brought an avocado for $5.50. It's not ripening and it's giving me massive anxiety because I've got the perfect bread to put the avocado on and the avocado's not ripening. So the house is warm, I promise you. There is no reason for it to just be sitting there raw. But every morning I test it and I'm like, oh, not today. So when we have the avocado, we'll be having crispy rice with like salmon and avocado and Kewpie mayo and what's that stuff? Sriracha on a rice cake. And I'm super excited about that. But that meal is going to, come in the future, I think. And also Holly Brooks, who is just a real chill chick. She's in the UK. She launched a program that is based on like how to get to running marathons. And I hate running. I don't hate it. I'm not good at it, but I want to be someone that runs for long periods of time. So I brought her marathon guide and I've just been reading over it. I haven't done anything about it as yet, but it seems pretty easy. It's just got really cool ways of like incorporating runs into your gym routine. And I'm not doing like heaps of things at once, but I like to keep busy in the physical sense. And so I think that because for the last like 16 months, I really didn't have much of a physical lifestyle. I was that previously, like I've discussed in 2020, 2021, but then 2021, 2022, no. So it's really nice reintroducing things and just being really slow about it, because essentially your body is your house. So it's not going to be like Rome wasn't built in a day. You're going to have to take things slow. I'm not doing like 20 things at once, I promise you. I've got this really great structure. I'm not bored of anything. I've got food from EBT, evidence-based training, running with Holly Brooks, a couple of days of Pilates. Well, no, every day is Pilates, but it's only like 5, 10, 15 minutes. And some healthy eating along the way. Like, it works wonders. I can't stress this enough. If anyone wants any sort of help with getting their head around how to do any of this kind of stuff or what to get into, come and have a yarn. Like, honestly, I'm so keen to talk about it, and I love chatting about fitness and health and stuff like that. Like, I've done it all. I'm kind of one of those people, but I don't think I find like one thing that I really enjoy and stick to it, because I will get bored. So this works for me at the moment, and I'm so happy I've gotten into it. In saying that, my mum, I know I told you guys that I had brought a bed, a mattress, and that it plunged me into $800 worth of debt. I had the mattress on hold at the bed place just because I said to Mum, I want it. I don't have the money right now. I was looking at ways to pay it, like zip pay or lay-by or something. I was like, I could chip away at it, it'll be fine. I wasn't like 100%. I was pretty hungover the day that we went to test the mattresses, and I was like, is this mattress actually like good? I don't remember. So Mum does things really subconsciously. Like throughout last week, she actually dropped a couple of hints, and she asked for the picture that I took of the mattress from the bed store and everything else. And she's like, have you looked at any other places? Like, is it cheaper or elsewhere kind of thing? And I was like, no, I haven't had time. Like, I know because I'm just putting it off. It's the inevitable. I'm going to get a mattress, but I don't know how to get it. And anyway, Saturday morning rolls around and I rang Mum. It was like 10:30 in the morning, and I thought, where are you? And where she was sounded like deadly silent. Like I was convinced she was in the house somewhere. And she's like, oh, I'm just in Cromwell, just at the supermarket. I'll be home soon. I was like, righto, cool as, see you soon. Like 2 hours, 3 hours pass, and I'm standing there and I'm like, Mum, we're meant to go to the rugby at 2:30. Where are you? And she didn't answer the phone. I left a message. And then all of a sudden, the truck, my high-ab crane truck that I have a joint business with my brother, comes up the driveway, and I just stood there and I looked at her and I was like, why is this here? And she's like, because I wanted to bring your birthday present home. And she brought the mattress for me home on my brother's truck. And I stood there and I was like, Susan, she's like, honestly, you're the hardest person to buy for, Danny. So I had to think outside the box, and this is the box. Here's your mattress. And I just was so wrapped, because not only that night was I working at the nightclub, but I knew that I'd be coming home to a new mattress, and it was going to take me a second to get used to. I had Monday off for the power outage, so I was super excited just to like chill out and sleep in. This mattress, though, I can tell my actual mattress from IKEA previously for the past 5+ years did not have sufficient springs in it. I feel we even stood it up in the hallway and the thing collapsed in half. And that's why I thought, this isn't right. You shouldn't use these mattresses long term. And Mum's like, no wonder you've got back issues. So I've had the mattress going on a week tomorrow. I'm slowly like stretching out. I feel like for the past, I've been like sleeping in a prawn fetal position, curled up in a ball when I didn't really need to be. So I'm teaching myself to stretch out and actually like sleep on my back more or less, but I'm getting out of bed and there's no problems. It's so good. It's so good. And I'm so thankful. I said to Mum, please let me pay for half. And she just tossed her eyes in the air like she does old Susan and me. But no, it was really lovely, and it's super kind of my mum to do that. She didn't have to. I was just trying to navigate my budget a little bit better and feeling very overwhelmed with the whole thing. But it was super cool because once we had the truck here in Cromwell, our driver actually, he plays for the Wakatipu rugby team, and he was playing the Cromwell Goats at the rugby field, and I'd threatened everyone to drive the truck onto the field so that we could all sit on it because it's freezing cold standing there watching a game for 40 minutes each way. So once I got to the rugby grounds, there was no cars on the field, and I stood there and I said, the council's going to hate me if I rip up the ground if I bring the truck on, because it's 3 tons, so it's not a baby. And I just saw red flags, so we didn't do that. We parked it on the side and left it to it. But it was good getting back behind the wheel. I feel like I'm not driving as much anymore. My brother just has a driver now, so that's all sweet. But yeah, it was so fun to drive back to Queenstown on Sunday and just do all those things that I don't get to do anymore. But in saying that, it's been such a strange week for my work at the moment. I did see a question on Spotify, and people are asking now, what do I do for a job? It's quite hard to articulate. I work in a claims collections team that takes people to disputes tribunal hearings for disputes where people don't think that they're in the wrong, for motor vehicle accidents, contents damage, home damage, could be from a tradie, could be from a vehicle impacting a house. I've probably done it for 5, 6, 7 years. I don't even know anymore. I actually had my 3-year with the company that I'm working with now anniversary last week. So 3 years, 1 week with this company. Super. I've said super quite a lot this podcast, haven't I? Sorry. I'm really happy with myself because not only has it been quite strange, I also have worked basically the whole pandemic because I got the facilities to work from home. And that's something that it's easy enough to work from home. It's having the mindset and the perseverance to do it. And it definitely comes with a lot of strange stuff. I think I've done it for so long now. I know what I do and don't do really right, if that makes sense. I do remove myself from my desk and, walk around the house and do all those things. But I do know of people that don't even get out of their pajamas to work from their homes. And I think there needs to be that great separation between work and life. It's stressful because obviously it's not face-to-face. I wouldn't want this job to be face-to-face. But in saying that, people, I feel like in the pandemic, learnt their rights as in a sense. And when you're a debt collector or, you're talking about debt, I've had great success at doing this job because I'm this super chill Kiwi chick from Central Otago who's really mindful of people's situations, and we'll have a great chat, and I've got great success out of people that just want to start payment plans and everything else. Yesterday I had a really crazy guy that literally his communication style was disgusting. I actually had to end the call because there's nothing wrong with, I get it, people are frustrated and angry, but I'm still a person too, and if you can't hold a conversation without calling me every profanity under the sun, then I'm not going to have a talk to you about this. At the end of the day, I don't want people to be depending on noodles to get a car accident paid off. It's not about that. It's about understanding why, we use the types of facilities that we do. also, repairers go through stringent certification, and it's just such a requirement. So debt collection is a big part of my life, and I definitely know the rules around what you can and can't do. And now I'm in that position to take people to hearings. I've been in 3 hearings in the past month that were like, I feel it's a professional thing. You go into this and you've got to represent someone, but the other parties most of the time don't have insurance companies to represent them. So I have been in a hearing where, the customer had the phone on the dash of their vehicle and they were in traffic. And I said, oh, this is annoying, because not only do you need to, listen and tell your side of the story, you also need to take time away from what you're doing to get this resolved. And this guy was just driving his truck, sorry, I've got, traffic in front of me. No, pull over and actually have this discussion so it can get resolved appropriately. And quite frankly, it's very common these days. Just yesterday, the lady was outside and she was doing gardening, and it was a main road, and all I could hear was cars going past. So I was like, ah! So I hold myself at a really high regard, in the sense that I am very professional, but also I get really great results from my customers because I understand the situations. And I think that when it is New Zealand based and we can have those conversations, given the, economic situation we're in at the moment, I don't know, I've just got really great support in getting things across the line. So I am a debt collector, have done for 7 years. How I got into it, well, I applied for a job in Australia, didn't even know what it was, which is, I've done that, 2 or 3 times in my life. And yeah, just fallen into this kind of thing where you can negotiate and talk about things and get things resolved and explained. So I don't really talk about it too much in my maybe I do. My friends will know that this is what I do, but sometimes, when you meet someone in the pub and they, what do you do? I want to lie. Sometimes I have said that I work at Pack and Say, which is a supermarket, just because I don't want it. It's very overwhelming, especially to some people that have debt and they think that I'm after them or I'm going to knock at their door. No. Remember, I'm sitting here in my Batman onesie and I work from my home. So I'm not going to knock on your door. It's fine. So yeah, about 6-7 years worth of debt collection behind me. And it's crazy because I have had debt in the past. So I do understand, there are rules and regulations about how to pursue someone for something. And if you feel like you have debt and you're being unfairly treated, I definitely recommend you looking up the debt recovery guidelines for New Zealand or for that country that you're in. I do know there are some international people, because, some people do play below the line, and it's a terrible tactic. It's not one that I do. I did have a bit of a question. Oh, it's a social question. I don't even know how to answer this. Biggest gym mistake. Where do I start? No, I think I kind of summed that up in my podcast on gyms and stuff like that. But probably a mistake that I made is when I was dabbling in pre-workout. And I do recommend pre-workout. I was only talking to my coworker yesterday about what happens when you take pre-workout. In Australia, I was given by a Russian girl. She was crazy. I can't remember her name, but capsules of pre-workout. And so I took 2, and how do I describe this? I had to take a bus and a train to get to my gym. It's really weird when you live in a major city. I would honestly tell you that everyone that I know that lives in a major city has to travel significant distances to get to their favourite gyms. They might live next to a gym, but it's not the right gym for them. So for me, it was with Snap Fitness in South Sydney, and I had to catch a bus from Slovenia near Cronulla to Hurstville. And then I caught a train. But while I was at the Hurstville train station, there was a Macca's, and I grabbed a Big Mac. Massive mistake. Someone should have told me I shouldn't have food with pre-workout. I knocked back the 2 tablets once I got to the gym, which was like 2 stops from the Hurstville train station. I don't even know what suburb it was. I couldn't tell you. And I was on the treadmill and I remember feeling it kick in, and I got goosebumps on my arms, and I felt this weird surge of energy, like too much. It was too much. I was sweating. I was like, whoa, what's happening? I don't know the gym that I'm at. No one knows that I'm here. I decided to like try and leave the gym, and I'm seeing stars and red spots. Like, this is not me. And I walk out the door and I just power chuck, and it was right next to the owner's tire of his car. And I blacked out. Like, I full on just blacked out. Big Mac all over the pavement. My God. And yeah, it's one of those things that the dosage of pre-workout, like, I don't know where she got these tablets from. They probably were from Russia. I don't know. Don't take pre-workout from randoms. That's probably where I'm going with this. But yeah, I've now sort of settled into what I can and can't take and what dosage. And I'm probably one of those people that takes it in the morning with water, not a tough bitch that takes it just straight powder in the mouth. No. We're not about the cinnamon challenge, guys. And then, yeah, just seeing how that is one of those things now where I take it at 6 a.m. I still can't have coffee until 1 p.m. Pre-workout is crazy. Biggest gym mistake was getting that right. I haven't had any accidents at the gym that I can't cope with. But it's definitely that kind of thing. And also, yeah, I just think there's those types of things like Oxy Shred, and yeah, there's quite a few of them where people think that's a pre-workout. That's a thermogenic that goes, you swallow it like with a glass of water or whatever, but it actually like heats inside you. I don't know. It's weird. I've taken it quite a lot actually over the past like 10 years. And I don't see the results, but people swear by it. I wouldn't say that was a pre-work. And I do remember when a girl I work with here with the company I'm with now, she was so excited when she got her first tub. And I said, oh, yeah. And she goes, oh, I'm going to take some before I go to the gym tonight. It's pre-workout. And I said, no. I don't think you get any energy from that. It just heats up your belly and maybe makes you sweat a little bit. But I wouldn't say it makes you feel like you're empowered to run or anything. Funny. Oh, I had heaps of responses about the Tinder. Probably had like 7 people from Cromwell message me and ask me if I'd seen their partners. Oh God, sorry to inflict that stress on you. It was a social experiment, and right now I'm running a social experiment with some friends of mine, and quite frankly, they were very quick. I actually was like, oh, my friends know me too well. But the Tinder thing, yeah, look, I sort of outed myself there by saying I was Pandora, the little black box. Like, come on, guys, put 2 and 2 together. No one's called Pandora and their profile picture's a black box. Goes without saying. So I don't have that profile anymore. It's been deleted. I do know someone that wanted to be Pandora's mum and go on Tinder to look for people that she knew. And I was like, stop it. We're not doing this. This was just something to get back on the horse. But I was talking to a guy at the nightclub on Saturday, and he was like, Jesus, you look so good right now. And I said, yeah, well, I've started a Tinder account, and I'm just trying to, feel good about myself and see what I can, if I could go on dates and stuff like that, like get your self-confidence up. And he said to me, oh, I had a Tinder once. Didn't go well. I said to him, do you mind if I ask, did you have Tinder pre or post pandemic? And he says, pre, why? I says, do it now. Activate it post-pandemic. There is a lot of people out there that are looking for love, and a lot of new people in the region, Central Otago in general. It was kind of a bad weekend for me to have the Tinder because there were people here for a Mardi Gras, and it's funny how people like update their profiles to say, oh, in town for Mardi Gras, hit me up, I'll be at da-da-da-da-da bar. But yeah, I actually think he is going to activate it. And he was kind of a little bit hesitant, but I gave him confidence, and I was like, if you come across me, don't forget to swipe right. I love him, but not like that. So yeah, it's been really great, and I'm still sort of filtering through. I've got a couple of weird messages. one asked me for like something to do with my PIN number because he wanted to put his PIN in me. He asked me if I was like an ATM, I think it was, because I want to put my PIN in you. I was like, oh, honey, no. Guys are so funny sometimes. So yeah, we're still tampering with that. I'll let you know when I'm engaged or anything. No, I'm kidding. So as I say, we had the goats here playing Wakatipu, the Queenstown team. I love when these types of teams go up against each other. To me, it's the wish of State of Origin. These two teams, I know it's rugby and league and I shouldn't compare, but when the regions compete like this, it's fun. And I know a handful of guys from the Queenstown team from friends of mine who have little brothers in that team or cousins. So I was super excited to get down to the field and see them battle it out. And of course, the Goats won. Super exciting. So kudos to them. They are playing in Alexandra this weekend. I don't think I'm going. I've got a few things on tomorrow. So yeah, we'll see what happens. And then State of Origin Wednesday. Well, Wednesday was the only night I stayed up and I didn't drink any alcohol. And it's funny because the previous Wednesday I got it confused and I had a couple of glasses of wine waiting for State of Origin. Well, so happy to see that they won against New South Wales, but they were so scrappy. That Queensland team and New South Wales, like I get it, there's a lot of aggression, a lot of testosterone, but like 4 or 5 scraps. And the last one with the headbutt, I was like, oh, give me strength. Wine of the week is not a wine. I will let you know. I have a bottle of the Jason Momoa's vodka. I think it's pronounced Mealy. It's super smooth. I do recommend it. It turned up yesterday. Mum even had a shot of it and she was like, what's it meant to taste like? Like, I don't think she's ever really had a shot of vodka just by itself. But she was impressed. She didn't get that really burny aftertaste. So yeah, kudos to the team there that have got that organised, and it is signed by Jason, so slowly ticking away the merch from Jason Momoa. We're not expecting a miracle here, people, but at the same time, like I'm just somehow collecting all this beautiful stuff to do with the man himself, so I'm okay with that. And then, yeah, I just sort of wanted to touch on something that I was alerted to. I actually thought that my smartwatch, my Garmin smartwatch, was broken. I reached out to a few people and I was like, I've had it for 2 years and it's not calculating anything. Like it's saying that my runs are a warm up. My heart rate's only 110. Normally it's like 150 or like 145, 150. And then so I persevered with it. I turned the stupid thing off and on and I did like a software update. I was like, this stupid thing's not tracking properly. No. It's me. It's not the watch. It's me. I'm actually becoming one of those people that my recovery time after a run is so fast, like I'm getting back into it. It's not the watch. I'm actually just being like better at my workouts. And I'm so impressed. I just jumped for joy. I was like, I'm not doing a warm-up. This is like not a stressful run anymore. I'm becoming conditioned to do these kinds of distances. So what started out as like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, doing runs at the gym, like just on the treadmill, nothing major. And I would always work up to like 20-minute runs. So 5 on the Monday, 10 to 15 on the Wednesday, 20 to 25 on the Friday. Now it's like I could run half an hour on the Wednesday and 40 minutes on the Friday. And I'm so happy. Like, it's just one of those things where I don't like completely track everything from my smartwatch. I get it. There's always like that little bit of like indifference. But when you start to think, oh my gosh, it's not working. No, it's you. You're actually becoming really like good at running, and it's just tracking that. So I just wanted to bring that up. It's a huge achievement for myself, and I'm just so proud. I can't even put words into my mouth about it. It's just makes me feel good and warm and fuzzy inside, considering the weather. But no, I hope everyone has a really good weekend. I'm apologising that I'm getting this out before the weekend. I've just had a super strange week. I will never say super in the next podcast. I do apologise. Seems to be the word on my tongue right now and I can't shake it. Uh, but yeah, I am going to go into the living room and warm up my hands because I am freezing. I was sitting on them there for a minute, but yeah, it's not the same as sitting next to a fire. Everyone in the Central Otago region, I understand that under this inversion cloud, it makes you feel a bit down. Get some vitamin D tablets, make that, warm, fuzzy feeling happen. It's so fun to think that, like, once it leaves, I would rather it like snowed or rained or was windy, but this stagnant, stupid moisture cloud, it needs to go. I've had enough. But yeah, have a safe and wonderful weekend. I love you all. Thank you so much for the support. Number 13, I was a little bit, procrastinating to do this because I know 13 is an unlucky number. But no, it's been good. I've got a lot off my chest, and I know that you all enjoy hearing about everything that's going on in Danny Dot's life. I can't do these things too much in advance because too much happens, and then I just get the shits that I can't post it. Anyway, have a good one. I'll see you again soon. Bye.